Waiting for a good timing.
4. So they
Comes
know.
out here. On the defense, paranoia, and even a recon there. So a nice combo. As KRÜ's moving in for a hold, KZNit enters back with a frenzy. Slowly but surely, all of KRÜ is falling down. Only one to go.
Here to fight for A main a little bit again is murizzz gets a bit of info.
Oh, and it's a paranoid
Just
fellow.
answer.
100 here to come out. That pings onto Daveeys. And he also falls. Didn't get the ping onto the other ones, but that's a nice way to answer back early into this round of what KRÜ was trying to do. Both extremities controlled by Made in Brazil.
That's so neat to see. It's the reverse, right? Usually it's the tacking Sova from Gelato that puts it up the gut of tree. Whoever is near window also gets hit, but that return fire, as you called, with the paranoia too, and they're back into the site.
One enemy remaining.
Dancing around. The
Spike
support
down
system's
A.
already there for MIBR too.
Interesting position. Drone goes down. You see murizzz ready to just play a flash and kind of get out of here with the fragment.
Just so much delay.
So one person, a denial of everyone on cash.
Util now the lockdown just to push KRÜ once again outside of the extremities of this lockdown. keznit still manages to get a pick off the rotation though. Lockdown finally gets broken at first. He's holding towards the back of the site, waiting for the cavalry to help him out. Under heavy pressure as the null command comes out on the attack, and finally things are looking good for KRÜ.
Spike planted.
So they do use the ultimates. They go right in, garrison themselves inside the site now, and this is where it makes the operator tough to use. We saw this yesterday as well. C9 would get by the operator when they would just dash into the site, make sure they're in there, and make that retake even harder once they post up.
Waiting for that smoke to dissipate. Still an opportunity for MIBR to get some picks if they can. Again, keznit dancing around and taunting Heat.
Last player standing.
Finally, it's gonna be Daveeys that had enough out of that. RgL just trying to line up the last ones coming out.
He gets to move on this. He gets the setup again. They choose the right site for him.
And a leg shot onto Daveeys. Could have been a collateral too. But that null command with the 0 point delays the clock. Finally, we're able to get the lockdown in for NagZ. This is a great opportunity to get a recon dart, spam 2 smokes if we can. It's 100 Fury instead on the attack. Just trying to push them back even more.
Placing alarm bomb.
KRÜ answer back though.
4v4.
A 4v4 for the plant into the site.
It's that utility. I think we saw Bladestorm as well come out from Heat, so it's going to be a little bit easier of a retake in that sense too. KRÜ is positioned though pretty well for this. We'll have to see what the take is. Is there a sonar coming up? There is one. No, it's not up actually.
If anything, it's more delays coming out from KRÜ. A fragment on lane. The rest of that util, we have a big paranoia on the defense, and there you go, comes out from RgL. There is that cue for MIBR to move in, but it's still gonna be KRÜ that holds it out to the side on the post plant. He decides to fall back instead. The round's gonna come in for KRÜ to put 2 on the board, but that's a nice shot, at least on the escape.
All in and go. Last time they had an eco is the one that worked for him.
So hold W, but Heat's there towards
Spike
wine.
down A.
Already once again, we're seeing that story of that second round, the spike dropping very early just by the orb. And this is just going to be RgL putting smoke after smoke, but still gets dropped by a Sheriff. Nano starting to push Heat out of position, also being hit by fragments. And the utility actually works back for KRÜ. Available for the retake of MIBR. Because it's FRZ and JZZ, so this is great positioning for KRÜ in the end. Nanoswarm as well. And that's Melser with the wall bang. Positive aspect for MIBR with the amount of rounds that they're losing. They still have money to work with and tried to go fast into the site for KRÜ. Melser still gets the opener as it comes in from the door. And FRZ, that low weapon still lands one between the eyes of Melser, holding towards Tell. JZZ for the rescue to move forward from Heavens to drop Daveeys. But the player advantage is still for KRÜ.
Hunter's Fury.
Coming in from the spawn, down keznit. Still no plants coming in.
If NagZ can plant, they can use a lockdown.
Exactly.
It has to get back to it though.
Initiated.
Out drone 2.
One enemy remaining.
Now you know exactly where they both are. But Heat still couldn't get that kill onto Klaus. Both of them now playing towards Hell. Lockdown now broken, but his position's now given away. Shot dart close. No damage onto Klaus and NagZ. Actually, it's not even a crossfire for those 2 players. It's a drop down. JZZ looking in. The wall bang, but it doesn't work out onto murizzz. As that may activate a split into this A site. Trying to delay as much as it can. all that utils coming in early on the defender side, so they're gonna have even less for KRÜ to try to hold this. It's all up to the crossfires. It's all up to the guns now. It's fully smoked out. Doors being closed. Heat gaining some space by going on the top of the generator. Now they spot that crossfire for MIBR, but still at a disadvantage. 2 alive, a 2-player advantage. As Heat is looking for that clutch, a drop in as it gets caught into his reload. Still lands a headshot to Klaus. keznit long range. It's too far for these frenzies to connect.
No way,
It does
no
so.
way.
8 HP, only 11 bullets left. Make that even 10. NagZ on the top has the verticality, the advantage as Heat looks up. Almost comes in for it, but NagZ saves it. Damage into B main.
Nice dodge.
But it's now finally MIBR comes in. Paranoia from both ends. 4 players fully blinded. That's going to slow down the push from MIBR just for a bit. Now it's all it comes down to who's lucky by spraying through the smoke, and it's going to be MIBR instead. First blood into this, but Melser answers back. Heat now falls towards the switch. That's both jets down. 13 seconds left on the clock. We have to commit inside this B site. KRÜ still holds it back with the stack that they have as KZZ gets popped off. A 2v1. There's no time left for a plant. And the bonus round in the end. Lure weaponry for KRÜ. As even Daveeys lands one through the wall. Paranoia out towards generator though. Heat's trying to dash in Melser. A great spot, usually a great anchor player towards Dice. Gets a transfer on the second kill. JCZ though answers back. Davey for the rescue, for the support in the end. And that lockdown that was thrown from FRZ was looking for an opportunity to catch some on the rotation, does so onto NagZ. Now picks up a Nodin, comes into a 1v1, breaks this door as Daveeys in the front. Flash in, no time for a plan, and Daveeys just trying to survive, jumping in towards the front. The spray goes into the wrong corner. And KRÜ back in the lead as we go again back and forth. Unfortunate there, he almost had that knife, but getting hit by that 0 point. That's no utility used now towards the A site, allowing MIBR to move in. Both dinosaurs did get broken, and he, no! Gets owned by his teammate's fragment as he was running away from the nano swarm. Yet the plan still comes down for MIBR, and KRÜ are looking to go for the retake with this player advantage.
Each wishing that nano swarm change didn't come through for line of sight, but nonetheless the site take comes in. They're stomping down from heaven. 3 dropping at the same time though, and they get instantly dropped for MIBR. Heroic play not available for RgLM to the front side of A on a defense for KRÜ. Paranoia then comes in. Hunter's Fury on the attack. Melser's just letting everybody through, but a nice little underhander. No, we're not clearing it! We're not clearing it as it gets 2 kills! And even a third one! Only 1 left to go, it's JZZ. Against all odds in a 4 versus 1. At least avoids the owl drone, but I don't know what else you could do here.
Watch this. 30 seconds left.
They're waiting. They know. No chance to let this one go, but it is all up to JZZ here. Once he peeks, gonna be instantly hit. Keznit's gonna make that last and final shot. KRÜ with the comeback. From the first half, carrying through to the second, the thrifty rounds, slicing and dicing through everybody's hopes and dreams on this one. But KRÜ, once they got that 2-round gap that you mentioned, they were able to extend it, find the win. They're waiting for the full hit.
30 seconds left.
Wingman coming in for that plant at the default spot for long. Needs to stop it though. So that's no plants coming in. Battle will ensue for sure into this site as we have 17 seconds left and the crowd's not happy with Wingman not planting. But here comes the fight, the flash to assist. keznit opens it up. Was a threat before, not anymore as KRÜ comes in and floods into the B site. FRZ has other words to say. As now it's their turn to try to come in for the retake. Satchel in, but there's only 1 player moving. Still gets the opener onto Melser. Now down towards that ram, stopped by Klaus. Desi once again coming up, and the group's gonna hit a few. But murizzz not affected by that, goes down towards the bottom. Meanwhile, the spike is planted for outside towards Mound. 3 players out there just spamming through, and he gets 2 out of that one. Stick it onto the spike, we're so close, but the paint shells will not work out.
3-layer nade into everything. FRZ's ready.
With this, the lockdown comes in early, but that's still okay. could still move in and get the wingman in for a plant. And there you go, starting to run through, starting to run in. And all players can play under the mountain, so a free plant. Thank you for the lockdown. Oh!
30 seconds
Okay, it
left.
was close. It was close. FRZ denies it. So now we have to reinitiate for KRÜ. keznit now trying to battle it forward. Two of his teammates are actually vulnerable by the snake bite on the ground. And MIBR is already rotated across. Restopped by keznit. Big paranoia coming through as NagZ gets the wall bang. 10 seconds left on the clock.
10
Still
seconds
answers
left.
on a second kill. A 2v2. keznit, no pain shells available,
Safe
protecting
plan.
his teammates
Player
as he
standing.
falls. The same bite comes in and NagZ at low HP. Both for RGL and Heat. Only one smoke available. At least no paranoia. The crouch from Heat just waiting for the peak. Waterfall. But it's a showstopper to open it up. Paranoia coming out from the defenders. RGL stuck in the corner, now hit by that showstopper. Pain shells. Trying to push back towards Waterfall. Gaining the space, allowing Melser to push through and getting the opener onto
30
JZZ.
seconds left.
Plat now coming in with no wingman this time. Just Klaus doing it on his own.
How dare he? How dare he?
Alarm bot also got broken on the
They keep
flank.
pushing.
So it's a 1v1 back
double
here.
stick.
Yes, it works for FRZ. Position from all players of MIBR. It was 4 towards B, now 2 towards Rubble. Dizzy, Trailblazer, Paranoid to counter back. Potentially maybe a one-way smoke if they want to get it out. But no opportunity here for RGL to get it. Now it's just swinging for the kills. Seekers then to come out too, and it's still going to be KRÜ who take the advantage towards Rubble.
This is a tough one here for MIBR. Not even leaning. They're still trying to play just the location of where KRÜ could be. Nice shot.
Still low on HP.
Yeah.
Now unfortunately detained.
Oh,
One enemy remaining.
One more to go. Rotation's already there at least. murizzz, who's been good before.
30 seconds left.
The fans cheer for another plant from the wingman. murizzz now spotted. No time here as he has a cooldown to bring up the toxic screen. As he runs across, Melser waits on the top of heaven.
and contact as well for NagZ. Okay.
It's
okay,
quick.
Heat.
It's super quick. And Heat's already creating that space. Pain shells also towards that B to A link. And a nice flash to allow 2 players to push through. And JZZ still opening it up. Alert towards the A side. 3 players falling down from KRÜ.
Remaining.
This is the second time as this round plays out for Daveeys here. That's the second time we've seen Heat make that play.
Split back into B, especially with that door being opened now by murizzz.
And they dodged out. They broke the door, denied the Sky Flash from getting a hit and opening that bigger door
10
towards A, I
seconds
think, did get the separation of KRÜ's
Showstopper
defense that they wanted.
Showstopper retake into the corner, lands onto Heat. So the pulse plant now for MIBR with 2 players alive, stuck inside the B side, playing on the lower platform. And murizzz now has to come up huge on a 3v1. Alarmbot battle, a battle into the B site. NagZ wins it. Talked about that important Viper's pick gets fully denied. 10 seconds, 7 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
MIBR have to move in here.
seconds left.
But all of the players of KRÜ swarming in for the retake from Heavens and also from the Lynx. Spike planter now
down,
killed. No
B.
time left for the plant. And that's going to be the round in for KRÜ.
Does come through, they'll gain the distance, but these get real scary. Let's see if they have enough utility to keep them off.
We had satchels on top of that into the spike. Now one's just going to try to stick it to move in for the defuse. It's going to be the wingman instead. The sprays are coming out from the players. All 4 players onto the mount. A big flash to the lane.
Again?
Now GZZ answers
Not
back.
again.
The full defuse comes
Enemy
in.
remaining. Thrifty.
As a thrifty comes in for KRÜ.
Last second
Keznit,
nade.
yeah, he's just looking for those nades to delay onto that plant. Not going to happen. Nice timing being done, but now an aggressive push up for Heat. That's 2 kills now. Trying to delay on 2 more. Trying to fall back as well as the smoke being put up.
trail.
And Seekers now spotting the last 3 players in a 1v1 towards the rubble. NagZ looking from support.
Oof.
Or should I say FRZ looking for support from murizzz, but it's not even needed. The last 2 players coming out from KRÜ, you can already see it, admitting defeat.
Yeah. Live to fight another day. Play for the save. Is it even possible, though? JZZ playing the audio shot
Wait.
there and nicely
Wait.
catching one.
Okay, I thought he was going to be able to make it for an into the fuse at some point, but now the angles are being cut off. If he doesn't die from murizzz, he dies from the spikes right there, but he only has a stinger to work with this time.
Same stall as before.
Just too
Deja
much
vu.
going out. And he gets caught by the boom bot. Showstopper to open the site. Doesn't land, but at least on the other end as Daveeys is looking to retreat, murizzz stops him. Plant now coming and denied by the paint shells thrown by keznit. All three players is not looking good at all. Maybe even a flawless to end it for MIBR into the map. NagZ with the strongest weapon for the last two players with a stinger, or a Spectre rather. Doesn't work out. Klaus low HP, and MIBR will be able to move this into a third map.
Brutal final take there. We saw that play coming before. Well, Melser, you mentioned it. He's able to stall out so much, but that was just a dog. KRÜ, you're right. Might have to just give this one up. Cascade forward. They easily use that direction. Break line of sight.
Nanostorm is going to delay. There's a little corner there towards that right side of the shed, so never really spotted. So that allows the rotate to happen from KRÜ.
5 spawn. 5 from spawn. Pile in.
First blood for keznit. Make that even a second one.
Kez?
Players are still dropping right now as keznit indeed was closing in. murizzz trying to get a timing off the backstab. Here's the footsteps of the 3 players thunderfooting towards this A site. The timing that he has still manages to pull out his weapon. A cove coming out, a tap onto the spike.
Oh, they're bumping.
As at first he has to run in, being watched in by KRÜ. Now the last one as they spot it was trying to get that timing on the flank is going to get denied by NagZ. Because of this lockdown, off angle being set up by RgLM. Nice second kill. But it gets stopped right away by Daveeys.
We've seen that be such a strong angle during rounds there, providing big impact frags. 4v3 on this round, Vansili, and this is what we've been wondering. Can they get the post plant now?
Both of them were walking, so it all comes down to reaction plays. And it's Melser to get that kill. So that 3v3, Reckoning activated on top of that. NagZ now seeing that it's clear. He's getting pushed from behind as heat comes out from the window. Cove still available for Daveeys as he throws it into the site. Swinging on to the right, but RgLM wins that one. Tap then on to that spike. Flash through. But this is looking good for MIBR to put the first score on the board. Working towards the pillar into the B site, this time behind utility. Oh! keznit gets a double kill. Oh. Big investment that comes in big for KRÜ. High Tide then coming out, should I say Cascade coming out. The flash fully blending JZZ, but it allows the trade to happen. 20 seconds left on the clock. And as murizzz made it through, gets all 3 under rotation, a 2 versus 1. And murizzz somehow comes in clutch.
Spill some more water on the mouse pad, why don't you? Here we go into the site. Great delay as per usual. NagZ goes down though.
Yeah. Great delay at least to not allow MIBR to follow behind Heat. But Heat still gets the opener. And that's going to be the last 2 players. Maybe even try to move back towards B to salvage that up again. That's where both players are currently moving towards that plaza. Trying to shut down murizzz if you can. Who's already holding an angle. Melser. Melser now moving forward with the rest. Poison Orb to allow for him to try to get some sort of a plant.
Oh, they gotta hurry.
Waste out the utility early. Flash then coming out, and as they're waiting for this flank, it's just taking forever, so somebody else has to commit for the defuse.
They have
another
such good
stink on the ground, but it's halfway. A push down finally onto the art stairs as RgLM and murizzz, all the rest of it by BR. But the defuse, it's coming in. They get it.
No way.
JZZ now under attack, but still gets first blood traded out, but now identified that the spike is down towards B. Commitment now.
Wait a minute.
Cloud burst and a dash with a ghost, while he only has the sheriff. Whipping a couple of shots, trying to make it away, but delays enough for RgLM to move in and drop the spike himself.
That was feeling really awkward for a second. If that cloud burst went down, it was just like, okay, what's gonna happen? But no, the Cascade follow-up to make sure at the time the cloud burst would go down, they still have cover.
NagZ to save. Wow. All the rest of KRÜ holding on the pulse plant. Trying to delay, prevent people from moving towards the back halls. So potentially the rotate could come back towards B-Link, but instead MIBR opted to move everybody towards the spawn for the retake instead.
Yeah, with the push to Art, they put the Viper wall at B, causing KRÜ to have to move through that. Reckoning comes out, Van Silly, but my MIBR wants in.
Melser staying back. Stopped by murizzz. As the last 3 players of KRÜ have to play long range, but it's planted for them at least. We're gonna get a Cove defuse. Players now peeking out. Nice shots coming out once again.
murizzz?
I think he's gonna try to spill another water
Again?
bottle just to try to cool down at this point, because this guy is just unstoppable. And KRÜ decides to go in with a Reckoning. High Tide also to split up the site. But as they only hear the noise going out from that B link, KRÜ gets the easy plant.
You see a neat little molly there from Melser to the top of the ceiling. That actually denied B link. murizzz and the team start to push in. Here comes Seekers, Van Silly.
Spraying behind the Seekers
what?
too. One connects onto Daveeys. murizzz is just around the corner, waiting for this timing, but he's low on HP. Only at one stigma on the ground.
Oh, he's stuck on.
The barrel of the gun is sticking out of this Viper. Just waiting for it. Finally does so.
Gotta get out.
Pin is about to come down. Only 2 alive here for the attack. Another Cove for the defuse. Heat hits the shot onto keznit, and JZZ floods in.
Attacks against the 5, though. It's gonna be quickly cleared. This is obviously the attacking Cove. A little defuse from murizzz as they start to put the pressure on to KRÜ, but it still looks like KRÜ has this advantage.
Thankfully, murizzz still has a wall up as a toxic screen. Cove still available under defense. Now he gets dropped by RgL. Back once again to halfway. murizzz at least got it halfway. The battle to come out. FRC in the back of the 2v1.
Enemy remaining.
And he's looking for that clutch.
The wall? Wait a minute!
It's the defuse!
What is this? MIBR, they do hold for a long time, and I think KRÜ's been starting to play off that.
Reckoning now initiated as Daveeys picked up the orb earlier on. So the gamble that you had to get this Viper's Pit into the A site is going to be wasted for the retake attempt for MIBR. Plat now comes down. Trailers are out to allow Heat to gain some space, hopefully catch one off guard. But it's now time for KRÜ to play the post plan. One did get caught off guard on the rotate back towards the top B, and that is going to be Daveeys. Nanoswarm then on to the top. Delaying even more. More snake bites still available as the poison orb comes up.
They have to fight this. They have to get out there.
And it starts with a flash in the back of the pillar. MIBR is definitely pushing forward. The long-range ADSing RgL took a while for these hits, but it's looking good for the overtime until this happens. But yes, we do get the kills. Towards that site, flash is close, dash in.
You're getting some nightmares, Vans. I see murizzz on a flank here. Kind of at Art, not a flank yet, but it could be.
10 seconds left. We haven't planted yet, but MIBR still gets a couple of kills. Daveeys fights back. Somehow there's 7 seconds left, and we haven't got the plant.
Plant time, there's time.
Running in! Oh, the offshot missed.
They got it, they got it.
keznit now looking for a play.
Planted.
A 2 versus 1. He only has the op and a blade storm. Now he gets activated as he gets a 4K into the round, and MIBR are back in the lead.
And it's actually long A, like you said, Van Silly.
So Melser is trying to rotate back to play that post plan and get stopped right away by FRC. Things are looking good for MIBR right now as KRÜ now has to force in for a plan. murizzz gets picked off though. They know there's still a player playing somewhere towards A main. As the plant comes down, Daveeys has to win this one, but he also gets denied.
4v2.
2-player disadvantage for KRÜ. Forced to play inside of that site. So much utility available for MIBR, and only 1 left to go. Klaus trying to do their heroic play, but it's not going to work out. MIBR comes in for the defuse, they fight back, and they win this series.